Epstein with your morning flash update for a pretty crazy weekend and beginning of a crazy trading day on this Monday. And we are now at the 28th of February, 2022, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. So by now, you'd have to be living in a hole somewhere to not know that the world is taking on Russia. It seems to have one ally, Belarus. Even China has gone quiet. Turkey is stepping back, saying the seas off Turkey, no, can't be used for troop movement. You're seeing Switzerland, Sweden, Finland, these countries that are normally neutral, stepping up and going, no, this is too much. The SWIFT banking system annihilating what is going on by shutting off access to Russia. The ruble went to 111, so that's a 30% hit on the ruble. The Moscow Stock Exchange closed today. Why? Because the market would go into a free fall. There are lines, you can see them on the internet, of people around ATMs as they're trying to get their money out. The oligarchs, Russia, their war chest, all tied up now, and I'm talking all. Some monies will not, of course, be tied up, but out of the 630 some odd billion of the war chest that President Putin says that he has, it is estimated that 300 billion of that cannot be touched. Oligarchs that have money, yachts, homes, whatever it is, they're going to find access to them locked off. Russia today changed gears on you, and now it is not allowing air flights over its airspace from 36 countries that have moved against it. As for getting anyone from those 36 countries to fly to Russia, that's not happening. FedEx, UPS, that's all done. Cargo shipping, the insurance rates are going to be insane. You're not going to get anything done there. So the impact is already hitting different parts of the world. Many people use car parts that come from the Ukraine. Gone. They're shutting down some of the car manufacturing plants in Germany. I'm seeing it already in Japan, where they are starting to cut theirs down. We're going to see in the U.S. that this will come back. You know, the world's so tightly tied here. What does it mean for the Fed? Well, the Fed cannot go strong in something like this. Contra to what you'll hear on TV, be big, gold strong. That is not their goal. Their goal right now is they realize inflation's up. They don't know if this is another level of transitory, permanent. We don't know what's going to happen between Russia, Ukraine, and the rest of the world. They'll take it easy. They have to fight the inflation. There's no question about that. They won't do what Russia's central bank did today. Coming into the weekend, 9.5% was the key interest rate. They went to 20% today. So the pressure is hitting Russia. It is out there to cripple the economy. There will be banks that go under. There will be corporations that go under there. There's going to be carnage. It is much quicker than anybody thought it was going to happen. This also means, and there's another lash out that can happen, do not for a moment think that Russia's army cannot go through the Ukraine. You would be sadly mistaken with that. If they wanted to turn their tanks, their artillery, and just level all the key cities, do you think they couldn't do that? Do you think that would bring the response of NATO? Nobody knows. But by the time NATO decided what to do, those cities would be wiped out. When I say wiped out, try to imagine 24-hour barrage of missiles, everything coming at you. You've seen some of that over the air. So there's just no way to know. This is something that's taken on a whole different life. Russia is a pariah. You will see all over America, at least people behind Ukraine. I went out over the weekend. I had to drive to Indiana. I saw car caravans, truck caravans, the Ukrainian flag tying up streets, people protesting. This is the most outrage I've seen since 9/11. I mean, this is quite an event that we are seeing. Obviously, we saw things like this with some of, unfortunately, the black people that were killed in America, George Floyd, I can go on, but nothing really of this nature, because this is worldwide. This is something very different. President Biden tomorrow will be speaking at his State of the Union. You know he's going to have to address all this. But when you look at the markets, let's go back to them. The stock market down, but not as bad as it could have been. World markets are going to get hit. Energy prices, this is not as bad as I thought it would be. You have sold off about $3 from its high. I thought the market could head up. I know this sounds crazy, into the 110 level. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Bonds and notes, of course, getting a bid in a safe haven environment. What if you shut off grain, wheat, and gas and oil exports from Russia? Very possible that this is going to happen. Dangerous to be playing the short side of these markets, because forget what you think the price is worth. How do you deal with the unknown of it? Another element that you have to know in events like this, because I've been through them. I've got 50 some odd years of trading experience, owning brokerage firms, both stock and commodity. You buy these rallies and you find that you should have waited for the breaks in the market to at least cut the risk down. You're seeing that if you bought 101 oil, you're already out over $2 in this market. If you paid up in soybeans into the 1640s, you're out 20 cents already, down 30 from the high in the wheat. So my point is, if you're going to play this, and there's people trading it everywhere. I mean, this has become a day trader's delight. You've heard me tell you that. Pick your spots, do them carefully. That's the way that you have to go. I'll put this up for a minute so that you can see it. You're going to get the Chicago PMI index at 845. Dallas Fed will come out. I don't know if anybody's even looking at these type of numbers. You know, the changes that we saw in Russia over the weekend, no longer in the SWIFT system. Japan and South Korea now saying they're going to join the action to block Russia from the SWIFT. Switzerland said Switzerland will likely join the EU in sanctioning Russia and freezing Russian assets. I don't remember the last time an event like that. The Russian ruble, as I said, fell to 111 if you look at it. The Russian central bank doubled its interest rate to 20%. The Moscow exchange not closing, ATM shut. Germany, what about this? Germany turns 180 degrees from under Merkel, now with Mr. Schultz. They are going to spend in excess of $100 billion on defense. They are immediately sending armaments, lots of them, to the Ukraine. No more helmets. Yes. Hungary, they're generally with Putin. They are now supporting Russian sanctions. Turkey, generally, dealing with that. Same thing. China, very quiet. You're not getting the words of support, and their great Congress meeting's about to begin. They have their hands full. And Russian nuclear forces, this is scary. They have put their nuclear forces on alert. There is word that at Chernobyl, one of the reactors is running too hot. You have to be careful of that. That could be an environmental disaster. So, are things going as President Putin wants? I doubt it. It could be the propaganda machine, you'd think, but now it's more than that. When you close the Moscow Stock Exchange, when the ruble goes to 111, when there's lines on the ATMs, when the air traffic is closed, it's no longer the propaganda machines. And the Russian people see this. Now, are they behind their great leader? Are they saying, will they say, why are we fighting Ukraine? That's what we have to watch. This could turn into a groundswell of something that is very, very different. And I'm covering that for you. When you're in a war environment, when you're in a 9/11 environment, when you're in something else, that's what I'm there for. This morning at 5:20, I was recording my update, getting my clients, telling them the action going on, showing them chart by chart, 40 some odd charts. Where's the action? What to do during the day, where to cover some positions they had on in the market. We covered over the weekend the weekly charts. Now we're into the daily charts. Folks, this is what you need to get going. You can't just rely on financial TV. You need somebody that's been through it with the experience, reviewing the markets in a way that you can see, and maybe that will help you understand what is going on. I cover 40 charts, all the major futures markets for you. All of these in a way that I think makes sense, covering both the daily, the weekly charts. All you need to do is go to our website and sign up for it there. It's under the word research, www.iraepstein.com. Come on, this is the point where you make your move. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day.